Hello students, we are learning lesson number 6 tissues and this is video 7 of the chapter. Today we are going to learn about connective tissue. Already the classification of the animal tissues we have seen. We have learnt about the epithelial tissue. Now the connective tissue. Let us see the characteristics of the connective tissue. Connective tissue is given on page number 78 of your textbook. You can see connective tissue. See the characteristics of the connective tissue. Connective tissue means it connects various organs of the body, and cells of the connective tissue are loosely packed. That means they have space between them, and cells are embedded in an intercellular matrix, that is ground substance. Always in this tissue, one ground substance is there on which the cells are suspended. So it is a combination of matrix, the ground substance, and the cells. The matrix may be jelly-like, it may be fluid, that is liquid, dense, or it may be rigid, very very strong. The nature of the matrix differs according with the functions of the connective tissue. These are the characteristics of connective tissue. Now let us see the types of connective tissue. The first the types of the connective tissue are: one is the blood. Blood is a connective tissue which flows from one organ to other and connects the organs for the distribution of the substances. So let us see the structure of the blood tissue. It has a fluid matrix, that is a liquid ground substance. This ground substance is called plasma. So in the liquid matrix, blood cells, RBC, WBC and platelets are suspended. And the plasma contains what the liquid thing is made up of, that is plasma. It is made up of proteins, salts and hormones. The function of the blood tissue: blood flows and transports different substances like digested food, hormones and waste material to the different parts of the body. That means it transports the substances like food, hormones and excretory substances from the cells to the excretory organ, or from the glands the hormones are taken to their target site. The digested food is taken from the alimentary canal, that is from the small intestine, to the various organs. Now second one is bone. Bone is strong and it is non-flexible tissue. Now bone cells are embedded in a hard matrix. As we know, bone do not have any liquid ground matrix, it has hard matrix, and the matrix is composed of calcium and phosphorus. The matrix of the blood was composed of protein, salts and hormones, and here it is made up of calcium and phosphorus. Functions of the bone is it forms the framework of the body and supports the body. Next one is ligament. Ligament is a connective tissue. It connects two bones, that is two bones can be connected to each other by the connective tissue called ligament. Two bones are connected, and this tissue is very elastic. It has considerable strength, that is strength is there, but ligaments contain very little matrix. That means suppose between your fingers, between the two fingers, the muscle is there. In that muscle between the bones, the ligament is there. The ligament connects the two bones. The next one is tendons. Tendons connects the muscles to bones. It is not bones to bones, it is muscles to muscles are connected to bones by tendons. Tendons are fibrous tissue with great strength but limited flexibility. As we know that muscles and bones, this connection do not move, but two bones will move. So the ligament is flexible but tendons are not flexible. Next one is cartilage. Cartilage, let us see the structure. Its matrix is called chondrine and it is solid. Cartilage is almost like a bone, but it is softer than the bone, and it is made up of protein and sugar. The matrix is made up of protein and sugar, and in the bones it is made up of calcium and phosphorus, and here the cartilage matrix is made up of protein and sugars. Then chondrocytes means they are the cells of cartilage. They are widely spaced. They have a lot of space between them and they are scattered in the matrix called chondrine. Then cartilage is tough, hard tissue but easily flexible. It is easily flexible. Like we see, cartilage is present in our ears. Ears, the external ear is flexible. It is present on the nose. Nose is also flexible. So there the cartilage is flexible. In the tissue, there are no blood vessels or nerve is found. Now see the location where it is found. It is found in the external ear, in the nose, kneecap and elbow joint. Mostly where the joints are there in the human body, the cartilage is found because it smoothens the joints. Then it is also found in the trachea and larynx. In the trachea, we know that C-shaped rings are there, because of which the windpipe do not collapse. Because of the presence of the cartilage, the windpipe, which is a muscular tube, do not collapse even when the air is not there. The larynx is voice box. In the voice box, at regular distances, the cartilages are there, and because of the movement of the cartilages, the sound is produced in the voice box. Let's see the function. It acts as a shock absorber, that is kneecap or the elbow joint. If the shock is there, then it absorbs the shock and functions like a sort of cushioning. It smoothens the bone surfaces at joints like elbow joints and knee joints. It keeps the movement smooth because of the presence of cartilages. Next one is addular tissue. Addular is also one kind of connective tissue, and addular tissue is present between the organs in the internal body organs. They are packed by the addular tissue. That means they do not move from its position, remains packed because of the addular tissue. It has matrix like collagens, means elastic matrix is there, in which fibers crosses each other. It is found below the layer of the skin, that is the location is below the layer of the skin. It is found in the packing between the muscles, around the blood vessels. Where the blood vessels enter the organs, the packing is done by the addular tissue as a packing between the organs. So mostly it is present as a packing between the organs. That is, one example is given between the blood vessels and the organs, and is also present below the muscles, below the skin. Functions. It fills the space between the organs. It supports the internal organs. That means if it is packing the organs properly, organs will not move from its position. Even though we move fast or we jump, then the organs will remain on its position. So it supports the internal organs, and it helps in the repair of the tissues. These are its functions. Next one is adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is actually one transformed form of the addular tissue. It is one kind of addular tissue only, but when the number of addular tissue increases below our skin, then this addular tissue changes into adipose tissue, and adipose tissue are filled with lot of fat globules. That means if our cells below the skin, that is muscle cells, the cells addular tissue increases, then they change into fat globules. Location. Fats in our body are stored here. So fat storing adipose tissue is found below the skin and between the internal organs. It is the transformation of general addular tissue which are transformed into fat cells. That is the function. The chief function is to store fat inside our body, and it also acts as an insulator, because whenever the fat is there we do not feel the heat. So insulation. Then next topic is the muscular tissue, that will be looking into the next video. This is all for today's video.